This one is picked. Intercepted down the middle by Dunbar. Trying to get it to Will Tye, and a one-handed interception by Quinton Dunbar.
We got a big one this week.
As of yesterday, Quinton Dunbar says he wants out.
Smart man.
Listen, jump off
him long
the
enough.
Really feel.
jump off the ship while it's sinking. Don't sink with it. Come on.
Yep, that's true. Let me start off. As
got
a
it.
resident Redskins fan here,
I'm also a resident Redskins fan. That's fucked up.
you used to be a St. Louis Rams fan.
I was a Marshall Falk fan and a Troy Holt fan.
Well, so I've been here longer in the world. Is that fair enough?
I agree.
Quinton Dunbar, this is twofold. One is he's doing this at the perfect time in his career. The man's 29 years old. For a cornerback next year, hitting free
29?
agency. Yeah, he's old.
29, yeah.
I did not know he's 29.
Well, he also entered the league a little bit later.
24, right?
Yeah, he wasn't like one of these
23.
20, 21-year-old kids coming
Yeah.
out. And if you remember, he was a receiver, right?
Yep.
He played receiver at Florida. He got converted to cornerback. Smartly enough, he accepted it. A lot of these players, young college players coming into the league, they're very hesitant and stubborn about changing positions. He's one of the few that accepted it, realized, hey, if I actually want to have some longevity in NFL, this is the way to do it.
Right.
We're going through that conversation. We go through that conversation a lot with quarterbacks who want to stay quarterbacks, but honestly,
go to
they should
wide
probably
receivers,
consider,
yeah.
being a receiver.
Yeah.
But to his compliments and to his credit, he did convert to a cornerback, and he wasn't great early on, but he stuck on. He stuck around. I think he was on the 53-man roster right off the bat, and he was wearing that ugly number 47 for a good stretch until finally D'Angelo Hall left, and then he actually started looking like a visually on TV like a corner. And to his credit, he actually plays like a good corner. He's doing this at the right time because his stock is never going to be higher than it is right now. He's the number one corner not only on our team, but he could probably start on half of the other NFL teams.
So you would say it's not. I mean, it's like the perfect time, right? But
For him, individually.
as I would say to you, so he's came off injuries for the last 2 seasons, right?
Every
Correct.
season.
Every
he hasn't played a full
season
season
he
yet.
ends, he
No,
ends
yeah.
with an injury. So I mean, what would you say about that? Like perfect timing, but is it like our team's going to be wondering like, okay, we're going to pick this guy up?
If they look at the film, he can strap a lot of, not the best receivers in the league, but high average. He plays pretty well on them.
He can keep up. He's got enough speed. He's got the length. He's long.
Yeah.
And he's the number one cornerback on this team. And so the fact that
Not Josh Norman.
well, I mean,
No,
yeah,
I'm just
saying
kidding.
he's the number one quarterback on the Redskins or number one at anything on the Redskins is not saying
So
much.
he's mediocre across the league.
But there would be a lot of teams that would take him. And
I mean, look at the corners that the Redskins have had. Breland and Fuller just won Super Bowls.
yeah, if anything, that helps the Redskins with leverage.
Always Cal Fuller, baby.
So this is twofold, as I mentioned. I think it's smart by Dunbar to leverage his position right now, either get paid by the Redskins or make them trade you so that hopefully you can go get paid somewhere else. But it's also very fortuitous for the Redskins because they should offload him. They should want to offload him before he even mentioned any of this. The Redskins are not going to the Super Bowl next year. Anybody that you have in Dunbar's position who has value and is on a dying contract, offload them.
He's got 1 year unguaranteed, right?
He's got 1 year, yeah. And, it's perfect. He's making their job easier. If I'm Carl Smith, if I'm Ron Rivera, I'm thanking Dunbar. I'm using the next month and a half, 2 months before April's draft. That timing is perfect for the Redskins.
Yeah.
You have time to move this asset, couple him with a draft pick and trade him and just get something back, dude. Because in 1 year, your team's not going to have won the Super Bowl. What was the point of using up this last year? Do the same thing with Ryan Kerrigan. Do the same thing with Trent Williams. You have all these dying assets.
Because if he doesn't want to come back, you might as well see what you can get out of it, right?
Yeah, and you have to do it now. He's 29 years old. It's hard to trade a 30-year-old cornerback, but thankfully he won't even be on this. He won't even be on his contract anymore on this team at 30 years old. So he's doing a smart decision for himself. The Redskins might not realize it, but he's doing them a favor too by giving them a tradable asset that other teams would want that they could probably get something back for. But I don't think that's probably how they're looking at it. They're probably looking at this like an issue that they need to resolve to make him happy, and I hope they don't pay him.
I think this is just him. He doesn't want to get traded. He just doesn't want to be on a non-guaranteed contract.
Sure, yeah.
That's what it is.
Same
And
thing
if
with
they
Trent,
pay
right?
Him,
Last year.
Well, there was a lot of animosity.
There was a lot.
It was more than just money.
Absolutely, yeah.
They misdiagnosed this guy. They misdiagnosed his cancer, right? So
Yeah.
that's that's a little bit more.
Yeah, that is a little bit more.
I agree with you with just get rid of him. I'm fine with it.
Well, don't
Care to keep-
release him. Like
No.
his comment was trade or release me, which is laughable. We're not going to release you, dude. You're
gonna
locked
get
up
something out
on
of it.
deal.
Like, what's the point of releasing?
Yeah, we're not going to give you away for free.
I mean, trade him.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Get rid of him as in trade him. Get some. What are you going to get from him? A fourth rounder? Probably. You're not going to get the second rounder you lost already. But
Straight up, you might be able to get a third. Nothing higher than a third, and that would still probably be a
and
reach.
it'd be a bad third.
Yeah,
it
it might be because he's only got 1 year left, and
Yeah.
everyone sees his age. His age is not hidden from anybody.
Agreed.
But if you couple him with the third round pick, well, now you might be able to get yourself the second that you're missing in this year's draft. So that's what I'm saying. The timing is good for the Redskins. You have plenty of time. The draft is not next week. You got 2 whole months to figure something out to use.
Let the combine happen. Let hype build for people and go get them done. Yeah. No, I don't.
I mean,
disagree.
it is
I'm
a
fine with
deep defensive back draft coming up, so that kind of hurts the Redskins' leverage. But at the end of the day, it's better to know going into the months of February and March before April gets here that you have this issue, you have this asset that you can move. So I think
I
it's
don't
solid.
agree with the get rid of Trent Williams thing, though. I do not agree with that because only for one reason: we have a young quarterback.
So actually, news broke today. I'm not sure if you guys saw that.
They have talked.
Ron Rivera, and Trent Williams spoke. So that's comforting news. That's good news. I don't think he comes back unless his deal gets restructured.
He's gonna get $2 million more a year. It's fine. Take it. I'm good with it.
He's going to want more. He's not going to come back for $2 million. He's at the end of his contract.
It's anywhere from 2 to 3, and that makes him one of the highest paid tackles in the game.
Yeah, but he's not one of the highest tackles in the
Performing.
game anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need.
I would trade him, dude. I would trade him. I'd trade Ryan Kerrigan. Everyone looks at Ryan Kerrigan like, oh, the prodigal son of the Washington Redskins.
This is my thing. Kerrigan, I'm on the fence with. You'd have to give me the right deal. And with getting
why?
Tracy,
What?
with getting
He's
Tracy,
so average.
with getting, he's not. He's above average.
No,
he's not elite.
he's-
He's above average.
People are
And he's
mistaking
gonna be-
average with consistent. He's very consistent.
He
I would
is-
agree. But he's average.
But availability is a huge thing. And
Sure.
if you're not on the field,
And he has
that
been
helps you.
available until this past year. He's been
And now
fairly-
he's going to be with the right system. So we can finally see what he is. Okay, do you really think the last 2 defensive coordinators were good?
No, I agree. I mean, his whole career, he was a 4-3 edge rusher coming out of Purdue, and he came into a team that plays a 3-4.
Exactly.
Like, that's never been to his strength. But I mean, at the end of the
With
day,
getting Chase Young, we're solidifying our front 7. Kerrigan can. We
yeah,
can
we
move
need to
Kerrigan.
move him. I mean, in the
I
last
don't
year of
agree
his
with
deal,
Trent
he's
Williams.
30-some years old, and like he's not good anymore. It takes him 30 minutes to
The
get
right
to the
deal. I'm not going
quarterback.
to give him away for nothing.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Like if you give me a 6th-round pick, I'm not going to take that. That's stupid.
I might.
No, fuck that. I mean, Trent Williams, I don't agree with. You have
Yeah.
a young quarterback. Unless you're giving me a 1st-round pick,
Yeah.
I don't see the point because you get a 2nd-rounder and then they flop like Christian, whatever, the left tackle we got. What's the point? He was a 3rd-rounder.
Yeah.
If Dwayne Haskins is getting tackled getting sacked every other play, he's never going to develop.
I don't mind keeping him and playing out the rest of his deal. I do mind giving him more money, a lot more money. $2 million is fine, but giving him a lot more money and guaranteeing that money over
I'm
a
not
few
saying
more years.
if he wants like
that-
$7 million more, fuck that. Just
Yeah,
trade
I mean,
him.
even if it's for
3.5,
1 year, I'll
go
give
for
it to him. I don't want to lock him in
Oh,
to
it's
our
gonna be.
salary cap for like 3 more years.
It's going to be that.
Well, that's what I don't want. I'd
gonna be
rather
that
move
First one
him.
was 3 years, right? You guys.
Trent Williams deal?
No. I was talking about same thing with Dunbar, like 3 years, and then at the end of this one is where he's basically like, I want out.
Yeah, and like we gave him a contract very early on when he hadn't really established himself yet.
Yeah.
So we kind of went out of our way to kind of give him that helping hand, say, hey, thanks for all the hard work. Here's an awesome deal for you. And so I don't know. I'm not rubbed the wrong way that he's bringing this up now.
I think
even
it's
though-
smart. I mean,
I
I'm
think
never
it's-
against players getting their money. Go get your money. Your career can end tomorrow.
And I think it's to the Redskins' benefit. As much as they may feel like they're being blindsided, because it puts them in a pinch. All they have is Josh Norman, who I think they were trying to move on
gone.
from anyways.
It's $6
But now they
million.
can't.
Yes, they can. $6
You
million.
can't lose your top 2 corners. I mean, Josh Norman didn't finish the season as the top 2 corner on this team, but like you have nobody after that.
Moreland moves into your 2nd, and 3 you get Burberry or whatever the guy's name is from.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him from Carolina.
Yeah, but it's better than paying Norman. It's
better
better than keeping.
they don't
Norman
have to
on the
pay Norman. They
I
do
mean,
have
keep
Norman.
him on the roster.
Yeah, he's expensive.
I mean, literally paying him for
Yeah.
not doing his job.
Yeah, I don't want to keep him. And like everything was pointing to us moving on from him until now, and now it's up in the air because if they do lose Dunbar, then they might keep Norman because Norman played for Ron Rivera in Carolina. They're
Would
both
you
familiar
be
with each other.
opposed to giving Dunbar a front-loaded 2-year contract, 2 or 3 year contract, front-loaded?
Thing is, what's the point? We're not winning, right? We're not going to win next year. We have the
But you
worst
need to
Super
have
Bowl
bodies.
odds
At the
going
end of the
into
day,
the
you still
season.
need to have bodies. You want to be
Put in
somewhat
some young
competitive.
kids. Like, put in the young guys. Let's see what they've got.
Moreland, yeah.
Because we might not want to keep them when it comes time to their last year of their contract. Better to find out now than later. I guess that's my philosophy with all sports, right? Like later on, we'll talk about the Red Sox and Dodgers trade. And it's like the same thing. Like if you're not going to be winning, offload your pieces. Plan for the future. There's no point to hold dying assets.
But there's a bigger issue, right, with sports is that like if you consistently put in a bad product, no one's gonna watch, and that hurts your bottom line, right?
Yeah.
That's what the Redskins can't afford.
They can't, but being mediocre
They
is not
can't afford that.
either.
Literally they can because
Yeah, I was gonna be like,
but like they can't keep losing more people. Like
Look at the awesome position that they're in right now. They have the 2nd overall pick in the draft. You know how many years before this year we were like this close to getting the 2nd or 1st overall pick, and all we did was win 2 meaningless games in week 16 and 17 the last few years, and we ended up drafting somewhere between
you guys out
10
every
to 15. Like
I
literally
understand.
one bad season, your
I'm
whole
not,
team
I'm
can
not disagreeing,
flip.
but I just think the business logic behind it is going to be we have to keep this like fan base somewhat engaged that we're losing.
Sure.
If
And
you
I'm
put a
definitely-
shitty product again,
Yeah.
they're not coming back. Like,
No, and I'm
we have another
disregarding the
football
business
team
aspect.
we have a better football team in this city now. Okay, I can
DC
go watch.
Defenders, baby.
Let's go.
Cardale Jones coming
Cardale
at you.
Jones, yeah.
We'll see. The Quinton Dunbar thing's interesting that popped up in the last few days.
I mean,
But I think it's good news. I don't think
he'll
it's
be
bad
gone.
news.
I think he's going to be gone. You're going to move him.
I hope we get something good for him.
All right. Any thoughts, Cowboys fan? Or you just love the chaos that we're going
I
through?
kind of just enjoy this because for me, I'm like, drop them
How's
all.
your-
Drop all the players.
How's your
Don't pick 'em
cornerback
up.
situation looking?
Speaking of trades, let's move on.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for watching this video.
Yo, and make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel too.
Make sure you guys watch our last video and watch the YouTube recommended videos.
Yeah, we did it. You guys are learning so well. I taught my boys well.
I'm out.